Wanted to make this video because I destroyed my land plane the other day for a couple reasons. I did it without knowing it, hit a couple stumps, then it propagated and made everything worse. But wanted to make a video because if you're gonna do this, you got to be able to fix all this kind of stuff. Show you some of the damage. If you look at the blades on a land plane, they're supposed to be like a specific 15 degrees or something like that, and you can tell both of them are completely messed up. What happened was hit a stump, broke the welds, twisted that up, and then I started using it backwards, and I'd find these little tiny, 2-inch stumps, and it just kept getting worse and worse. But I had to finish the job so bad. You see how that rear blade is bent? It's kind of like a little frowny face. So we're gonna torch it all off, put it in the press, and see what we can do, make it straight again, because I got a job in a day and a half and need it for. All right, so it didn't work quite as planned because they welded on the bottom. Not a big deal. Once I got through the top, I just blew it through the bottom. But you can see how much of a mess we got here. To the press. All right, so if you don't got one of these, get one and learn how to use it. They're super handy. They're not just great at taking up space in the shop, but we're gonna work it from the worst point and then work our way down and try to straighten it the best we can. And yeah, I probably should just replace it and get another piece of steel, but that's 45 minutes away each way because everything closes down. So what's kind of cool about this is as you're shaping the steel, it has a memory, so it wants to go back to where it was originally bent. So you just start working the worst points and then work your way down, and it starts to actually take shape. All right, another thing, as you're doing this, get creative. Like I use this angle iron, so when I was bending this, it wouldn't bend the top back. And then I walked it all the way down and spread it back open to the 45 degrees that it's supposed to be. But honestly, it's looking pretty straight compared to what it was. I got to do something on the end there. But just keep working it, and we're still going to be better off than we were, and it only took me about 20 minutes. All right, get it all straightened out. It's not super perfect, but it's a heck of a lot better than it was. So I'm going to clean up the edges and weld it up, tack it on, see how it fits. Then we got to tackle the second one. All right, that took a little while, but I had to make sure that these are parallel. I know the front one's still messed up, so that was what took a while. I had to find fixed points that were not messed up, and then went off of that. So these are running parallel through that way. It's straight, same height. All this stuff really matters. It's all got to be like within 1/8 of an inch, but it's coming along. Got it all welded in. Usually don't show my welds on videos because people are, trash. Rip the corners, no penetration, all this other nonsense. Anyway, I'm gonna try something a little different for the other side. Since we got 2 broken welds right there, I'm gonna take it off, heat it, beat it, and see if we can't get it back in shape. This one was way too far gone, that's why I had to take it off, and the alignment was a pain in the butt. But we're still winning because this thing's like $1,600. All right, final thoughts. Just wrapping everything up. I did not remove this. What I did was flip it upside down, banged it around to where the original placement was by the weld, and then drilled a hole right at the end of the crack, filled it, welded it, and globbed it in there. And we are happy to say like within 1/16 of an inch or something like that. Very straight compared to what it used to be. Get off the back here. It's good enough for the dirt. Last thing I was gonna say, I learned all this by fixing other people's mess ups in my last job. It was actually pretty beneficial. Snowplow was constantly find stuff. It's not everybody's fault, although there were a fair share of people that shouldn't have been behind the wheel. Anyway, I used to spend months fixing all the stuff that they backed into and all that other stuff. That's where I learned how to fix all this stuff with not the right equipment. But it took me a morning and saved $1,600. Oh, and the last thing I was gonna say was that I bent all these back. It makes it a little bit weaker, so something to keep in mind. I don't know if I'm gonna put a bar across here or not, but if you reinforce that, it'll bend, break somewhere else. But I use this land plane in reverse quite a bit, just about as much as I do forward. It works awesome to fill, but loose material. I'm gonna do everything I can to not bring this on a job with stumps and all that stuff. Even though they were only small little things and I was going extremely slow, it still did a lot of damage. Just something to keep in mind.